Hi, it's Laura over at Hyperstamper, and I have another journal to show you today using an antique book. This antique book here is called Four on an Island by L.T. Mead, famous author of the early 1900s. And I added a little bit of vintage beading here because the colors were very close to the image of this beautiful woman at what looks like might be a cherry blossom tree or a lilac tree. I added a bit of vintage jewelry here and some vintage crocheted flowers here and crocheted doilies here and along the spine. So let's take a look inside this very pretty little 5 by 7.5 junk journal. I left the original inscription. It was to Laura Wright, and it was for good attendance in 1923. I love that. And there we have the first original pages of the book. So everything in here is authentic, antique and vintage ephemera, except for my tea-dyed pages. I don't use any commercial kits or scrapbook paper or anything. I just have so much beautiful antique paper, so that's what I like to use. And we've got a 1950s American Atlas of road maps here, and some 1920s music sheets, and a beautiful old doily here. There's more on the other side. And this is a really cool little banknote, interest note with an embossed emblem there from Germany. And that is from 1922. I just love the colors on those. And I did a really cool journaling tag here using a newspaper bit from the 50s. And this is one of those vintage how to watercolor books that I pulled this gorgeous image out of. So I made that the center spread on that signature there. And another fun journaling tag using antique paper with my sweetheart pocket here that I decorated with more of that beautiful crocheted flowers and some birch bark and other antique bits here. And in the back there is a antique postcard. And this one is from 1942 and very, very pretty. So this is a very colorful little spread here. I've got another postcard here, and this one it's hard to read, but it is from 1931. So that's very cool. And let's see, these are the flip sides of the other pages on the signature. Look at this really beautiful Ferris wheel. Now this is from the 1890s. So that is a pretty cool page. We've got all kinds of fun things there. Just really magnificent reading. You might really enjoy reading that. I did. And over here, a Billboard magazine page. You know I love these if you follow me. This one's from 1928, and the ads are just so awesome. It's very old, so it's brittle, and it may break, as antique paper sometimes does. But if it happens, just collage it back in or tuck it back into a pocket. Now down here, I've added another little tag that I made out of antique papers for journaling on. And then under here is a little secret journaling spot. So that pocket kind of holds it shut. I like that. I might do more of that. That was a happy accident, actually. And a vintage recipe book page from the 50s. Kind of fun. And then I've got these lovely pages here from that book I was telling you about earlier from the 20s. And it's all about how to read stories to your children using your hands, which is really fun. There's another children's book page here that some wonderful child 100 years ago colored, or sooner, but from a 100-year-old book for sure. Made this out of a very pretty little children's book page here, a little collie with the wagon. And this is a 1930s photograph of a family cottage. Isn't that fun? It's still on its original photo album paper, that black paper. And this is just a really cool vintage recipe book page. I liked the color, I liked the recipes in it. They're party recipes. And that is all mounted on top of an 1800s history page. This one's on France. A vintage bird watcher's logbook here. And this, believe it or not, is the inside of a spine. It had paint on it. It's going to crumble a bit there. And more interior spine. Children's book pages from the 30s. And this is a theater arts magazine page from 1958. And this is a fantastic find here. It was inside of an encyclopedia, and it was all of the flags of the world. Love it. So that's I thought that was very cool, very colorful and fun. It was from the 50s. There's more of that wonderful page there. And another children's book page. More bird watching logs. This is a plate from the Bobbsey twins at the seashore. Look at that lovely image there. Isn't that fun? That's from the 30s. Theater Arts Magazine. And this is one of my floating pockets here. And I've got a really great 1949 car ad on that side. That folds out. And then a 1938 Paris, France almanac page over here from September. And that's made out of a sewing book page, instruction page. Oh, I will put on a new one there. I always try to get these little vintage earring pieces onto my paper clips. That one came off, so I'll put a new one on. And there we go. There's a little journaling envelope page. Actually, I'll try to do a how-to series on how to use vintage earrings in your books. That's a cool idea. This bookmark is made out of the remnants of an antique painting that was the cover of some journals that I sold last year. And another antique book page and vintage stamp made into journaling spots there. Lots of lovely children's book pages here. And this is kind of fun from the 70s. A receipt with carbon paper still in it. And this came from Folklores and Fairy Tales from 1937. A Dr. Seuss page here from the 60s. 1930s Monopoly money. And another one of these wonderful receipts. This one is Little Girl Eating Bread, Cote Brothers. I love that one so much. I think that's the last one I have like that from the Cote Brothers. More theater arts, and that brings us to the end. So that's going up on Etsy now, hyperstamper.etsy.com. Thanks for watching.